Hi, in this video, we'll be looking at an optimization problem that involves profit. Now recall that profit is equal to revenue minus cost. Now, using our optimization general strategies, these are the things that we want to do. We're going to read the problem and figure out what we're trying to optimize. We're going to use the information in the problem to set up our equation. Then we're going to go ahead and take the derivative to find the critical points. Once we have the critical points, we'll analyze them to see which one gives us either the local max or local min, depending on what we're trying to find. And at the end, we'll use our answer to answer the question. So taking this information, let's go ahead and take a look at our problem right here. So suppose a company's revenue function is given by R of Q equals negative Q to the third plus 320 Q to the second, and its cost function is given by C of Q equals 160 plus 16Q, where Q is in hundreds of units sold or produced, while R of Q and C of Q are in total dollars of revenue and cost, respectively. So basically, Q stands for quantity, and R is revenue, and C is cost. Find a simplified expression for the marginal profit function. Be sure to use the proper variable in your answer. How many items in hundreds need to be sold to maximize profits? Now review. Marginal profit. Remember that marginal profit stands for the idea of how much extra profit are we going to make by selling the next item. How much extra profit? What's going to be that extra change in profit by producing or selling the next item? Now, in calculations, you can calculate marginal profit by doing the profit of Q plus 1, so the next item, the profit from producing the next item, minus the profit of Q. But another way of getting marginal profit is to use the derivative. The derivative of your profit function is a good way to estimate marginal profit. So we're going to go ahead and take that approach. So I went ahead and started off with our R of Q and C of Q. And what we're trying to do, if we look at the problem, so we are trying to find out the maximum profits, right? We want to maximize profits, so it's right there. So let's go ahead and write that out. Maximize profits. And we know that profits are going to equal to revenue minus cost, where profit equals to revenue minus cost. So going back to our equation here, or to our problem, our profit function is going to equal to, we should use the Q for quantity, is going to be the revenue minus the cost. And so those are given here. So here's the first one. All right, so equals. So there's the first one, minus, so that's the revenue, minus the cost. And simplifying that a little bit, we end up with, what do we get here? We'll have the negative Q to the third, and then we'll have a plus 320 Q to the second. So we'll have this part. And then we'll have the minus 16Q. And then we'll also have the minus 160. And there we have a nice long cubic polynomial. Okay, next. So once we have our profit function, we set up our equation here, or our function. We want to find the critical points, meaning we want to go ahead and take the derivative and look for those critical points. So this is setting up this first derivative. We will get, so negative 3q to the second plus 640q plus 640q, and then minus 16q. Now remember from before, critical points are where our derivative is undefined or where it equals to 0. Since this is a polynomial, there are not going to be any undefined values as far as general functions go. So we'll go ahead and focus on where our derivative is equal to 0. So let's go ahead and set this equation equal to 0. So 0 equals to this. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and use a quadratic formula to solve this. And the quadratic formula gives me, so using the quadratic equation, I get two results. My first result is q equals to 213.3, and I'm going to go round to 1 decimal place. And the second result is q equals to 0.025 or 0.03. I'll just round to 2 decimal places there. And we'll talk about that as we move forward. Now, so those are going to be our two critical values. And with these two critical values, we want to determine whether or not we're going to get a maximum or a minimum. Okay, we want to determine whether we can get a maximum or a minimum. Now, going back to the question here, let's make sure as what do we have to answer this question? It says find a simplified expression for the marginal profit. Be sure to use the proper variable in your answer. And so we see marginal profit, as I mentioned earlier, uses the derivative to estimate that. So here is our derivative, and so this would be our answer for that problem. Negative 3q to the second plus 64q minus 16. Okay, so we would just put in the right side here. Make sure you use the q because they are using q. Now for part B, it says how many items in hundreds need to be sold to maximize profits. So we want to know which of these values gives us a local max, a local min, or maybe possibly a point of inflection. So that is analyze which critical point gives the required optimization. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take our first derivative, and it's a nice polynomial, so I'll still continue with the polynomial, and because it's a nice polynomial, I will go ahead and use the second derivative test. So the second derivative test says take the derivative of this thing, so I'm going to bring down 2, and so I'll get to negative 6. We'll get rid of that power, and then this will be just a 640, and then the minus 16. So with this, we want to go ahead and see what will happen when we plug in different values for our numbers here. And so let's test out. So check each critical point into the second derivative. So the first one, so p double prime of 213.3. Now, that'll give me negative 6 times 213.3. plus 640. Now, if you look here, I can just do a quick estimate. Negative 6 times 200 is going to be almost 1200, so this is definitely going to be negative. So that means, so if this is going to be a negative, that means we're going to have a local max there. So local max. For the other one, if we check out the 0.03, that'll be negative 6 times the 0.03, and that's going to be positive. Positive. So what does that mean? That means it's going to give us a local minimum. And what we want to find is, according to our problem, we want to find the maximum profit. So that tells us then that a place to check would be to check 213.3. Now it says here, analyze which critical point. Okay, so let's go ahead and use this critical point to answer your question. So we have a local max at Q equals 213.3. And we have a local min at Q equals 0.03. Now, remember what Q stands for. It's always good to make sure you understand what Q stands for. Q stands for hundreds of units sold. And if you notice here, it says round to 2 decimal places. Oh, so that means I got to go back and adjust my calculations. I want to make sure I have 2 decimal places. So over here, 213, I did save some of these numbers here. So this should be, if you're going to round to 2 decimal places, make sure you keep an extra decimal place. So this is 0.8 here, and then this was 0.25. So I wrote these down on a piece of paper. So I'm going to go ahead and adjust these. This one was 213.308, and this is 0.25. So in general, if they tell you to keep 2 decimal places, make sure you have 3 decimal places as you go through your problem. And I should have read ahead. Okay, so 213.308 and then 0.025. So rounding, our answers then become, so we have a local maximum profit at Q equals 213.31. And the question doesn't ask us what the profit is. But it does just ask us to frame the answer and how many units must be sold. So there we go. So I went back and I adjusted my answer because I looked and said, oh, you need 2 decimal places. So I had to go back and add in some extra decimal places for my scratch work. Not round so early. And now we have the answer. So that gives us the local max there and the local min there. All right, hopefully that helped out.